and gentlemen, we have guest number one coming in. It's Arjuna from Richmond. Arjuna is looking for love today. I feel like we're on Cilla Black. What was that program with the three people? Where you from, Arjuna? Blind Date. Blind Date. Welcome along, Arjuna. And guest number two, all the way from Manchester, Mr. Ben Fanning! Ben likes country walks on the weekends, Bud Light, sorry, spitting all over you, and monks. So Ben, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
No worries.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the Wisdom on Tap podcast in front of a live studio audience with your host, Simon Gwilliam.
Are we recording, Mark? Folks, we're live. Live Wisdom on Tap. Look at all these grins. Say something. Clap. Do something. Yeah. It's going to be like a really shit version of like Jonathan Ross or something.
On air like that.
Yeah. Who's the other one I like? Graham Norton.
Laugh.
Graham Norton. Well, yeah, we need a green room. Can we get that next time, Producer Mark? Can we get a green room where we get a big TV up and...
The green room.
He's just smiling at me like, no, you can't, but whatever. So, folks, if you're listening in or watching this on many of the platforms we're on, we have Mr. Ben Fanning with us. We have our... Yeah, come on. Yeah. Ben's promoting his new movie.
Die Hard 10.
Yeah. And we've got Mr. Arjuna. Ishaya? How do I say your name? I've known you long enough.
Ishaya.
I've been saying it wrong all this time.
Arjuna Ishaya.
Ishaya. Mm-hmm. Why has it got an A at the start?
It's got an I.
Is it an I at the start?
Yeah.
So I've been spelling it wrong as well. And you never once told me that. I think we put AI.
Too tolerant.
What is it?
It's IS.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
ISH.
So it's not even AI.
Nope. There you go. The secrets to come out.
That started well. Anyway. Shah Arjuna Asaya.
Are you joking?
Serious.
That's what my boy would say. In real life, your name's I.
My serious face.
I. Well, shit me. I don't think I've ever spelt your name correctly or said it. Anyway, Arjuna Ishaya.
Thank you.
Can I get a round of applause for that?
That's my second one.
Welcome along. So, the reason we're here, folks, is because we're at a retreat. We should have another cheer for that. We just got loads of cheers. That pissed Mark off. We're at the Unbreakable retreat, and we thought, why not do a live Wisdom on Tap? We have a copious amount of questions.
And alcohol.
Somewhere. In your pocket. In my pocket. Thank you very much, Mr. Poots, that we're going to answer. But we're also going to have some live audience interaction. However, we're going to kick it off with this following. September, did you know, is roughly 5 years since our new imagination of Academy. I mean, it's going longer than that, but 5 years. So you came in maybe 4 years ago, I reckon.
I reckon it's 5, but...
Okay, 5. So it's 5 years. Is there music on somewhere?
Oops.
Here we are. 5 years. So we thought, you know what? 5 years, this September, we're going to have a massive push. We're going to release loads of cool shit. So the app is getting a major upgrade. You lot kind of know about this, but not. And the end of September, on my birthday, you're going to get a brand new version of it for 5 years with loads of cool shit in it, which is cool. You don't have to give me a round of applause for that. But it would be nice. The other thing we're doing is releasing a brand new 14-day challenge, like our old 5-day one, but 14 days long for a small fee with the app, right? And so if you're listening to this, it's never been as easy. I'm going to plug the shit out of Unbreakable right now. It's never been as easy to get involved with us when this has got released, trust me. And for all of you lot, we're going to ask for everyone's support. If you listen to this podcast, if you watch this podcast, if you're a member, we want you sharing the shit out of that. Because people come to us and say, 5 days isn't long enough. I'm not ready for 30 days. That's how you signed in my head. I'm not ready for 30 days. So we're like, why don't we create something real fucking cool? It's going to be around burnout, isn't it? Burnout, getting clear where you're going. It's going to be an absolutely incredible month. So September is all dedicated to our academy. Matt Wilkes is stroking his beard right now. You look like you should have a greyhound. Like,
And a
just
cigar.
there.
A little smoker's jacket.
Yeah.
Did try and steal a couple of dogs from me.
Did you?
Yeah, they've seen very nice.
Do you like dogs?
Like that.
Yeah, like dogs. So, folks, what I want to know before we get into these questions is this. We were just talking backstage, and I said, what are we going to talk about? Because that's the planning we have here. And they were like, I don't know, I thought you'd know. I was like, no. So, I was just giggling.
I'm just going to spend all night cracking up.
Are you?
Yeah.
What, mentally, like emotionally? I've never broken a monk before
Giggling.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm giggling. And the question we wanted, and I tell you what, we're going to pass the mic around real quick as well. What's the one thing you have got from spending some time with these beautiful people today?
Yeah, I like the way I just went from Arjuna straight to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it was
what
like
I'm-
swerving it on.
Well, Arjuna's
quite
still
glad.
I think-
laughing. Tell the people what you got from it.
Well, I would say, I think from our side of the fence, we forget the impact that we're having. And hearing today people's stories, where they started, where they are now, credit to them. And credit to us, we're having a massive impact. And it shows in you guys today sharing, that inception point of where the struggle was, where you're at now. We've heard some stuff that for most people it's hard to listen to at times, but you use a proof of what can be done. So for us, it's just, reassuring to the fact that we're smashing it, my man.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. Arjuna,
Yes.
what have you been smoking or drinking?
It is way past my bedtime.
Arjuna's favourite question is, what does a monk? We should write a book, 50 questions to ask a monk. What does a monk eat? What does a monk sleep like? So anyway, what does a monk get from an event like today?
I think it's just the reminder of what's truly important. The celebration, the remembering, just coming back into focus of alignment of what's truly important in life.
Yeah.
We're so busy we forget, don't we? So.
Nice. I love it. Do you know what I love? I'm going to talk to the audience. At Mark's face.
Damn.
Don't you think Mark looks like Commissioner Gordon in a nice way? Does he not? That actor, doesn't he? Stylish as hell. Anyway, what I got, you like that, didn't you? Does anyone know who Commissioner Gordon is? Yeah. Who? You don't even know who he is. You're like, I don't know who he is.
Just crack it up.
But I bet he's good looking. Does anyone know who Commissioner Gordon is? Come on, this is audience participation. Yeah, who's Commissioner Gordon? Batman, exactly, yeah. What I got from today was, I think people forget, I think you all forget how far you've come. I don't think you give yourself credit enough. I must say that every week to Celeste or Ben. It's like, people are hard on themselves. There's always the could-haves, always the haven't quites. And there's all this amazing progress. If you just looked at that for a little bit longer, give yourself a little bit more, we kind of sit with it and then we're like, yeah, but it's uncomfortable, I think. You're like, is he talking to me? I'm talking to all of you. To be fair. Not you. You're all right. You're good. He's good. So, yeah, I think people just don't give ourselves enough credit. It's amazing. If you just achieve some of the things you've achieved, like if you just achieved one of those things in a year, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? You achieved tons and tons and tons. And I really appreciate, I think for me, the fact that you will fly over from Ireland. People will spend all day traveling just to come to good old Malvern, sit in the Sugarloaf Cafe.
Shout out.
Shout out to the Sugarloaf Cafe people. Kelly. Good old Cal. She was good, wasn't she? Mark doesn't speak anymore. Yeah, I think it's amazing. Honestly, it's kind of like, what's the word, Arjuna? Pick a good word where you feel
Heartening.
humbled
Humbled.
that people would come this far to sit and listen to us and talk to these people. Why are you both staring?
Was that some telepathic bullshit, wasn't it? Like, did we just hear each other without saying a word?
Why did you both stare at me?
What? No, you were staring at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like waiting for you
Definitely.
to find this word that you were searching
So we got
for.
some questions, and I want to go through them. We got to go through them. There's some absolute bouting questions. There's some shit ones too. I've read them, but no, I'm kidding. So we're gonna like read these out, and we're gonna get deep on some of these. And maybe Arjuna, this is a bit like you pick one. You pick one and read it. Come on, you're a guest here today.
All right.
Pick one and read it. And we're gonna say, who asked that?
I need a hat.
What you got?
Oh. What is the best thing What is the best thing to do every day to help others be happy?
Oh,
That's a good starter.
it's a good starter, isn't it? Who asked that? Come on, put your hand up.
Shy.
You?
Own up now.
Who asked it? Oh, they've probably gone home. It's a bit like a raffle,
We'll
this
find
is.
out.
Redraw. Somebody else is going to win the flipping Postman Bear book today. Oh, I'll tell you what. Why don't we have a round table on it? Where is it, Arjuna? What was it? Say it again.
What is the best thing to do every day to help others be happy?
Wow. I'm going to throw it back at this slot real quick. Matt Wilkes, grab the microphone. You're in charge of the mic. Just real quick. You got 30 seconds max. I'm going to use my stopwatch. What would you do to make other people happy? What's something you found useful? 30 seconds. Go.
Being less of a dick. No, that is genuine.
Yeah, I know. It's just the way you went with it.
I was a massive pain in the ass for many years, and just being less of that is helpful.
To your family, friends?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Man, I love it. I love your honesty. Straight. Who's been a massive dick? Who's been a massive dick? Anyone? Just me? Just me and Matt? Well, no, yeah, me too.
Hey, couple of females in the house.
I love that. Hey, I like him. He's getting involved over there.
He hasn't had long enough to be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah. If you keep recording me, you really will see what it's like to be a massive dick. You'll be like, God, this bloke, you know, shut up. Anyone else? Come on, pass it over. Someone, just go, quick. What?
Come on.
Tim, come on, Tim.
Go on. I guess showing up, being present. You know, I've been at points in my life where I've been so up in my own head that, you know, everything and everybody around me is not involved. And I think that's really important.
To getting present.
Yeah.
I love that. Arjuna loves that as well, I reckon.
That was a good
Brilliant.
answer. Yeah.
One more. Come on. What about a lady?
Come on.
A lady. Rosie, I love it. Me and Rosie speak every week, don't we?
Yeah.
Go on.
I think it's having your own good energy. And when you realise that your negative energy is giving that effect to other people, when you flip it round, so your positive energy then has a effect on, you know, your kids, your family.
Yeah.
So it's
Just-
a bit like showing up, but it's showing up with that good energy inside you.
I like that. Do you know what I like? No one's gone like a tactic, or it's like actually just like, yeah, not being a dick. It's like you. How do you make people happy? Like, be happy in yourself.
100%.
Because I'm also nodding around here. We're preaching to the converted, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
Good question.
What would you think, Benji?
There's only so many answers
No,
to that. innit?
there is. Talk to me. What's something
it-
you prioritise in your life to improve the happiness of your friends and your
You've
family?
already said it, like, you know, showing up at your happiest. I know what it's like to be the opposite. And I think, especially me, like, I can definitely change the mood of the people I'm around. So, you know, on the flip side, you're not in control of other people's happiness, but to do your best to make other people happy, I think you can show up at your happiest.
I like that. I think for me,
So do
well,
I.
it's the same topic, but I think I'm happy. I feel happier when the people I care about are happier. I don't know about you lot, but it just doesn't like make me sad if they're not. But it does. It, you know, if someone you care about's somebody you care about is not happy, you feel it, don't you? So I think sometimes, just like you said, I feel happy when the people I care about are happy, so they must feel a bit happier when they see me happy. Simultaneously. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. I do a lot of this on the podcast. I need somebody like, you know, Susie Dent. I need someone like that, like Dictionary Corner, just looking up shit that I don't know the meaning of. They got Susie Dent in Ireland? No. They haven't, have they? For
I
that's
don't
like,
think you've got Susie Dent in Manchester. Who the hell is Susie Dent?
I reckon you probably don't watch Countdown. I'm just going to throw it out there.
No, I did when it used to be Carol Vorderman.
Cara Vorderman.
That was it. Everybody watched Countdown.
Wasn't
then.
Susie Dent in Dictionary Corner? Mark, can we get a Dictionary Corner in the studio? Yeah, good idea. But I think sometimes actually, at the same time, you don't want to beat yourself up when you're not at your best, do you? Because we're all not our best sometimes. You must have that, Arjuna. I mean, I don't know how many times we're going to say this, but you are a monk.
I am.
I don't know if you know that.
I forget, but I am.
Do you have times where you're like, maybe I'm not on my best here for people, or?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was in terms of, I think helping others be happier, be healthier, be more whole is a great way to help them be happy.
Yeah, like actually actively helping them.
Yeah. And I think this, because I see it in my neighbor, he's very good. When you ask him, he'll go out of his way to help you. But I think there's another level of terms of looking for places to help without being asked.
I like that.
Just like opening the door for someone or leaving them a parking space, or how can I make someone else's day slightly better?
It's a little nudge to you. You stole that person's parking space.
He's in the wilderness now.
That poor bloke had to walk
I
uphill.
think he's happy that he made you happy to take the car space.
Oh, this is a mind fuck now, isn't it?
Innit?
Goes
He
round.
made me
So-
park it.
I tell you what, though, that is good. You got a great. You said something once somewhere which I really liked. I talked to you so much, but it was like, how can I make this easier? I think making things easier for people helps, isn't it? Because I can be real difficult when I want to be. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but I can be really difficult if I feel like it. I can be a bit like, whatever. I'm not interested. I can be a bit stubborn. I can hold on. And actually, sometimes just helping people, make things a bit easier for people is a wonderful way, isn't it?
I reckon.
A smile.
Yep.
Actually, the people who sort this cafe for me, we're not really meant to be in this cafe. The police may come at any moment. No, but we're not really. They're like, but they help. They no, I can do that for you. Whereas previously, maybe some other people would have been like, nah, sod you, them's are the rules. Sod you.
Them the rules.
Them are the rules round here. So I love that question. And would anyone add anything? I know you're probably thinking, I'm going to be heard on the thing. But you get used to it. Is that what people say, Mark? Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of, I don't like my voice. I don't like the way I look. Stuff like that.
Make me look twiggy.
Yeah. Anyone want to add anything? Come on. What have you seen? Do you mind me if I ask you, in your work, what have you seen as one way that you can help other people be happier? Do you mind me asking?
It's almost the same as Arjuna was saying. It's the unexpected kindness. It's the unexpected things that people seem that they get more of a hit out of.
Yeah, because I think we
And it can be really
discussed.
simple. It can be just a bottle of water. It can be anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
It can move that up for me. There you go. Because nice and close to your mouth. It can be. I think we discussed this though. I think and it's worth talking about. Me and Matt talked about this on the Wisdom on Tap episode something. Sometimes, and we spoke about this today. I think people talk about mental health crisis, which there is, and you work in mental health, right?
Yeah.
Has it gone up?
Yeah.
As in-
It's changed. People were expecting a huge mental health thing because of COVID, and it's not that.
What is it?
It's we were talking about economics and daily people's structures change and they don't know what to do.
Yeah. We spoke about this on the podcast. I'm big into this now. You probably hear me talking about it. I think a huge amount of mental health is because we can't rely, people feel unsafe in the structures we used to rely on. Governments. Religion was a big structure. I learned a lot working with Sarah because she studied religion and lived all around the world. How a lot of religions hold us together, the future, they give us a sense of certainty, don't they? And as religion has died out, I think in many, like, I sound like a bit of a loser now, but a lot of the churches around here, I've been in churches where you think, there's like 3 people here, like on a Sunday in their 80s, there's no young people in here. It's dying. And that was a sense of structure for people, wasn't it? And governments, I think after COVID and that, there's a lot more mistrust, a lot more skepticism. And you touched upon, I think, around election times and stuff, that cases tend to spike.
There's more numbers turn up. Yeah.
Really?
And there's lots of uncertainty with benefits and there's all kinds of things that people get disappointment from.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily realise.
And that breakdown of structure,
That, people feel lost.
feel lost and stuck.
And the fear porn from the media and
Yeah.
all this going on. Despise it. Could go on all day about this, but you're right. And then you got that act of kindness from a real person doing a real thing, and it makes a big difference, It's like it's almost this fear and this mental health crisis, a lot of it's synthetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the predictive future doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The misfortune.
Don't know where to find it.
And we're forgetting that sense of self, the part where we go, hey, I actually care. I go about my day to day, and it's not just to make someone feel happy. It makes me feel happier when I'm good with people or good morning. In fact, my kids say to me, how come no one says it back? I'm not really doing it for him to say something back. It makes me feel good.
I was having a really interesting conversation with a client, and they were from far away. I won't say where, because then you might figure out who it is. And he was saying, I'm probably not, he may not have said this, but I was taking this, that very often in his country, they don't kind of get that, why are you saying hello and yada yada, it's fake. You don't really mean it. Like, it's not true. It's not real. They're much more straight down the line. I'd never looked at that, because sometimes I look at other cultures and do think, you're an immigrant bunch, you like, you never say hello, you don't queue and all that. I can say that stuff. But it's like, actually, the flip side was we don't get why you're so fake about everything. All this fake happiness and that. Like, why are you not just down the line? You think, but yeah, I've never really looked at it like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's come to England and
well, he
see
is
someone do a bit of that to... but again, you know when it's real, you know when it's not. Do you know what I mean? Again, we're living in a place where people try and act happy, and really, the crippling inside, that's another thing, right? I've got my shit together, but really, or they're smiling, but really inside, they're dying. But I think being real to yourself is a whole different story, innit? Yeah. When I'm saying good morning to someone, that's good intention. When I'm busting my balls or doing my best with someone when no one's seeing, that's good intention.
You lost me at busting your balls then.
Yeah, you lost me at love.
When I'm busting my balls.
But I think, it's interesting that the fact that people are losing their mind with things out of their control, dependent on
something
other
external.
structures and change can do that to many people, right? For the greater good or bad, but I think that's interesting.
Change in itself is chaotic though. Who has felt when our lives change, when our relationships break down and change, it does create uncertainty. When it creates uncertainty in you, you don't know where to find certainty, do you? We go through it. It's like, where do I find a sense of certainty? It's like when kids leave home, kids do this. It's like when our life starts to change, we get on shaky ground, don't we? It's like, where am I going now? Do you know what I mean?
Great.
Oh man, I love that.
Good question.
It was a good question.
We'll have to figure out.
Ben, Arjuna, read out another question. Maybe not that one, because
one?
I've just read that, and I feel like I should read it now. Go on.
I need a hat.
You need a hat, right? Yeah. Have you ever worn a hat, Arj?
Yeah.
Yeah, he rocked up with a hat yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
The monks wear hats.
Like a skateboard monk.
What kind of monks wear hats?
Skateboard monk.
What kind of hats do monks wear?
Any kind they like.
Oh, right. I'm just, I
Monk
forget.
hats?
Yeah. What we got?
Does that ever get on your tits, like,
What's that?
when people call them, like, being a monk is something completely different, like, from another world?
I think that's the whole point of...
Yeah, obviously, I'm just saying, does it get on your tits? And he said, what do you mean?
Oh, right.
I was just explaining what...
Do monks have tits, Arjuna?
What did he call a female monk? What is it? A monk?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Monkess. Monkess. That's nice.
Yeah.
I think I like monkess more than a monk.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Can you give an example of a laugh out loud moment that occurred at an inappropriate time?
Jeez. Who said that?
Who asked that question?
No, don't give it this one.
They're not here, are they?
I'm looking at it. Oi.
There she is.
Oi, oi. Very nice.
Would you like? Have you got one of your own?
No.
Yeah, I think you've got a lot.
Are you sure?
thought I'd change up the
Well, hang on. You ain't got a mic yet. You just thought you'd change up the scene.
Sorry, I just thought I'd ask a kind of an awkward question. So I apologise
you're
in
making us.
advance.
We got to try and be funny now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
High
very
pressure.
good at being funny under demand.
I started giggling at my nan's funeral. If that's
And I think that's a common place for people
Yeah,
to actually
yeah.
giggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
It's
just shot you down. I actually think that's quite common, Arjuna. So
That's not that funny.
try again. Wrong answer.
I didn't know I was getting judged at the same time as well. Shit, I'm going to dig deep
It
on
wasn't.
this one.
It wasn't inappropriate, but I
I
was.
think we'll have to do the MacGyver method. Right, question, come back to that one.
Who was my telling about my boy doing smack? Was that you? That wasn't inappropriate, but sometimes my boy's at nursery and they get an accident form filled in and they send you an email. But they don't tell you what's in there. They just say there's an accident form. You're like, well, what could this be? Now, I'll be honest. I'm like, well, he ain't rung me, so he's probably all right. But I opened it and it said, I was reading it. So the note said, Ari has bumped heads with another one of his peers, which I think is quite a good word. Peers, isn't it? He's, you got to laugh when I tell the punchline because, I'm building this up. But he's refused an ice pack. He says he's fine. He now seems happy, sat Oh God, I can't remember what he says. What he said.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on.
I remember.
Hang on.
Oh, here we go.
He now seems happy. It's quite a good typo, I'll be honest. Because I've had concerns about this nursery. That's the point of this. Is this nursery, I've got concerns about this place. It's a bit rough around the edges because my little boy goes to a rough around the edges nursery and he's covered in bruises and he's a bit of a boy. My little girl comes out all immaculate, you know, having had homemade porridge and shit like that. And she's like, oh, woo, she's only one, but I can tell. She's like, ooh, ooh. So my little boy, I've got a body diagram and everything here. Ari is fine and sat having some smack.
That's all right. I like that.
I was like, I mean, I know he's chilled out. I was like, I reckon that's a typo. Or is it?
How many times have they typed smack?
I don't know. Whoever wrote that's got some funny auto-predict in there. Yeah, so it's, I was offered a cold compress and he said that he doesn't think he needs it. Ari is fine and sat having smack. It's not inappropriate, is it? Ben, have you got some inappropriate stories you can tell on camera?
I'm trying to think of like a PG version. Maybe this is kind of a joke, but just a shout out to my mum. She come to visit me in Strangeways one time. I'm sat there, see my mum, coming over, and I can see her looking over at the side there, and it's like one side of the jail, I have to look the other way, and it's only a few of them, it's like a full row of them. And she's walking on, she keeps looking over, thinking, what's she doing? And she sits down and said, what's up with you? She went, oh, bless them over there. Why are they pointing the other way? I said, Mum, that's all the paedophile and the nonsense. She went, you dirty bastards! You're gonna get
You know what? I think everyone here would agree. The way you handled your mum's dying and stuff was pretty exceptional, wasn't it? Don't you think? Showing up every week. Yeah.
Yeah,
tough.
That made me happy, man. Made me happy doing what I love, you know. But it's crazy how she's even brought up. But as we was about to come in here, you know, what's that song that come on? I can see clear. And it's a song that represents me. My so as that come on, I was like, you have them little signals, don't you? And
you love them little connections.
I believe in him. It's guided me this far. I've gone left and gone right. People have died. No one has to tell me it's real. It's worked for me, and it just feels right, you know. So, yeah, shout out to me, mum, bless her.
Bless
what
her.
A savage.
Only your mum. She reminds me of my dad.
Yeah.
The
toughest, yeah, but the most kindest person you'd ever meet.
Arjuna. What do monks do for fun?
Tell me something what Duncan did.
Yeah. Free monk life. I like that. Laura, that was a good question.
That's a great
I
question.
thought that was going to be in the pile of crap questions.
No, it was good.
Anyway, did I get or a
Gold star?
yeah? Gold star.
Gold star.
Yeah.
He likes that. Right. I'm going to take over. What is your favourite animal and why?
Oh.
I feel like my son asked me that one. That's brilliant. Who asked that? Who asked that? Come on.
I got a new favourite animal.
No, I was thinking because you work with animals.
Have you got? I know what your favourite animal.
It wasn't one of
is.
you
It's gotta be
two,
a
was
deer.
it? It was fucking.
Oh, Wolf! You told us last night. What two?
Has anyone got a favourite animal? Anyone got a hamster? Anyone got a hamster?
You can tell what pets he's had growing
Has
up.
Has he got a hamster?
No,
Will you get him one?
We're actually giving away
I
one,
like
Mark,
it.
if
Well, then
want
you
it.
can pass the mic
He's a
on.
lunatic.
My favourite animal would be a fox. I don't know why.
Yeah, you do like foxes.
Yeah, I do.
How
yeah.
can you shoot them?
I don't shoot them. Never shot
Oh,
a
you
fox.
saved the shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's the story.
Yeah.
I remember.
We used to live on the farm. We'd never let them kill the foxes.
That's right.
Nah. One of my lovely memories is going lamping with a dog. Obviously, not a gun. We were talking about this earlier, weren't we? Lamping. And it was me and my brother. Do you remember those tracksuits, like football tracksuits, which had white, sort of light up in the dark? Do you know what I mean? Like blue tracksuit light up in the dark. It's not a funny story, man. We used to scare. They used to use a red lamp to draw foxes in, and then they'd shoot them. So we weren't allowed on this land or anything, but we would rabbit in because we're breaking the law, I suppose, but wrong uns. So my dad'd be like shining the lamp down there, like scaring them off, and they tore after us and they shot some shots in the air. Just to but my brother, I've never seen him move so quick. And there was just this little white fluorescent tracksuit, smashing it out there. Bless him.
Damn.
But I like foxes because of Ted.
Father Ted.
Nah, do anyone know who Ted is? My neighbour used to live, bless him, he died.
Yeah, I remember
He lived
Ted.
next to him. He used to live there. He used to feed the foxes. He He used to feed, and he could feed them over the fence, and they'd come back all the time, new ones every year. And if you went out there, they'd run off, but they trusted him so much. He would literally put some out, and he could feed them by hand. Wild foxes in the country, not your town type that just like sat there having a cup of tea while you're like putting your rubbish out. Like the ones that are like, I'm not hanging around. Could feed them. And he always said to me, if you stand still long enough, anything will learn to trust you. That's what he used to say to me. And I like to think that's true.
It's been a theme of today, hasn't it?
So fox is my favourite animal.
I like that. Cool story.
Penguin?
Made up or just...
No, yeah. That's when my kids ask me what's my favourite animal, I say penguin.
Brilliant. Well, give me a reason why.
Well, they're just a bit ridiculous on land, aren't they? They kind of do that.
Can you do that again? Wonderful.
We said what among us for fun.
Watching penguins.
Yeah, watching penguins.
But then they dive in the water and they go. They fly.
I love that.
Have you ever watched Happy Feet?
Yeah.
Man, what a film.
Ben, what's your favourite animal?
Well, mine's changed.
Well, since we've started this?
It's changed. Well, since I come back from Zimbabwe.
I was going to say, I bet it's because you went on safari.
Yeah. So when my cousin goes to our guide, she had a little thing for him. Like, what animal would you say I was if I was in the animal kingdom? So he's thinking something nice.
We really are on blind date.
Yeah.
They used to ask shit questions.
He says,
on blind date.
He says,
what animal would you be if you're an animal? Oh, I'll tell you what.
So he says to her, Impala. So she's pissed off, you know. She thought it'd be something more.
An impala?
Yeah, like a little gazelle.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, what do you think Ben is? And he goes, an honey badger. I was like, what the fuck? An honey badger? And he's like, no, it's not even that he's angry. He's like, this kingdom. He goes, have you seen the way Ben walks? And he goes, look up honey badger. And when I looked it up, that is a badass animal. Have you seen it? It does not give a shit. Nothing goes in its way, right? It'll get up against a cobra, get stung about 40 times, rip its head off, go unconscious from the venom, wake back up and finish its meal. Nothing stands in the way of a honey badger. And I was like, yeah. A man from the safari saying I'm a honey badger.
I thought lion was coming out from that.
No, I thought I was going to say a lion.
Yeah, you wanted to be a lion, didn't you?
No, because really, if you truly think about it, a lion, a real lion, sits there all day roaring, pissing up a tree. The lioness is really the badass. You know, really, and you truly, everyone wants to be a lion, but I want to be a honey badger. If I come back again, I want to be a honey badger. So I was like, I can see why he said I'm a honey badger. So honey badger is my favourite animal.
I read it.
I like that. But anyone got a different animal? I want everyone to. Well, come on, somebody give me an animal. What animal would you be?
Sorry, I'm with Arjuna. I'm a penguin kind of
Right
girl.
on.
You're a penguin girl.
Yeah, I saw some in New Zealand, and they came in after fishing, and they walked up the hill, and I walked up with them.
You walked up with a penguin.
I didn't hold their hand or anything. Because I haven't got any,
Did you kind of take on the walk though to blend in?
So I
Did
dinky
you?
little things, and they were going home to bed after a day of fishing, and I just walked up the road with them. It
Wow.
was just
I think
surreal.
Batman put me off penguins. Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Do you remember him? Remember Danny DeVito?
I think
Yeah, he's
remember
not
the
a
chocolate
cute
biscuit
penguin.
No. What about someone at the back? Come on, what have you got? Laura Regan, what's your favourite animal? If you were an animal. Wait, you can't talk to you on... you like elephants.
I like elephants.
Elephant.
Yeah. Any reason?
I just think that they look like they're taking their time. They're enjoying themselves. And if you ever watch them being washed or anything like that by zookeepers, it looks like they just let everyone do the work for them.
I like that. Elephant is then?
Yeah. And plus, they have great memories, don't they? An elephant never forgets.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Right, next question. Oh, come on,
Sorry?
this is a big one. I think everyone in here can answer this.
What aren't you doing that would move you towards your vision and why?
Who asked that?
Rachel did. She didn't put her name.
I could have guessed it was you.
Why?
What are you not doing that would move you towards your vision and why?
Don't worry about that yet. You're not going to use it. Tell me, Arjuna, what you're not doing?
Nothing.
You're not doing nothing.
Not doing nothing.
You're actually.
I think so, yeah.
You think you're on?
Yeah.
You're doing everything you can.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's some certainty as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is your vision?
Oh.
Put him on the
That's
spot.
why it's not doing nothing. Don't know what it is.
Well, actually, what's one? What? I'd love to know. Actually, this is a serious question.
Yeah.
What is it you're trying to add to the world?
This is going to sound contrite and enlightenment.
That's not going to sound contrite.
Yeah.
Wait. What the hell does that word even mean?
Contrite. Susie.
I'm sure you said
Susie.
that.
What's
Susie.
contrite mean? Oh, she isn't here. The dent isn't here. What does contrite mean? Does anyone know? Someone in here is pretty
Well, can you
intelligent.
tell him it's not contrite?
Well, I think
you know what it is.
it's a bit like when my son, I said, you've got to ask questions to my son. He went, Daddy, what's a question? I went,
You don't know how to explain it.
I don't know how to tell you what a question is. Like, I know what contrite is, but I can't explain it.
Manufactured or glib?
Okay, now let's talk about what glib means.
Yeah.
Manufactured or glib?
Thank you very much. Enlightenment. I'm trying to make the world more enlightened.
No, just myself.
Yourself.
Much easier.
I like that. Brilliant. And you think you're doing everything? What are you doing to facilitate that?
I guess practicing what I preach, just being as present and full of presence as I can when I remember.
I like that. You're not giving yourself a hard time, are you?
No, there's no point. No point. I've tried that for 15 years. It doesn't work.
Definitely doesn't.
In this game, you know, we spent the day looking back and looking forward. In this game, it's about not looking back, not looking forward.
Yeah, enlightenment's all about, like, the monk world's all
Right
about
now.
bam, now.
Yeah.
Do you ever look back or forward?
Yeah. But placing myself now in a place where there is only the present moment means that disappears pretty quick.
I like your style.
Yeah.
Arjuna the penguin.
There you go.
What are you not doing, Ben?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I won't say I'm not doing. I'm doing all right. But I think if there's anything hindering my vision, I think I'm too accessible.
All right.
But that can't be stopped.
All
It
right.
can only be controlled a little, you know? Like my phone,
Boundaries.
you've seen how my phone can ring and, you know, I got big family and sometimes I'm needed and it's all right saying you need to turn it off. I know what you're like, send a message, you won't hear back from me for 3 days, let me get 2 ticks.
Yeah, I turned
She'll
off
stay
my...
1 tick and like, I'll send you a message and then you reply and whoa, we're in conversation, you can't just mute it.
Yeah.
You know, but then expect you to message back straight away.
It's not a therapy session, Ben.
I'm just having a rant. Just having a rant.
Do you want to talk about that?
Nah. But,
If you were in the present
Yeah, I
moment,
think-
it wouldn't matter anyway. Would it?
Just let it go, Ben. Jeez.
So I think I'm always firefighting a bit of distraction, but it's not hindering the vision. It just become sometimes a bit of a hindrance.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think we all do things that probably don't help us sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you forget to be in the now. Yeah. My part of my vision is to be, you know, healthy, fit, and walk around with no clothes on most of the time. It's not funny, Rich. It's serious. When I'm shredded, I will be. I mean, you two won't be able to come. You won't be allowed.
Oh, we'll all be able to come.
Oh God! He's had that mic, didn't he?
Missed that.
But so sometimes I know I could definitely eat better. You know, it's a weird thing when you're like, I probably shouldn't be eating this. I love that. Probably shouldn't be eating this, should I? But I am, and I know I shouldn't, but I am. So sometimes I could eat better. I definitely think that. Sometimes as well, I think just trusting your gut a bit more in those decisions. You must all have that where you're like, nah, I just need to trust my gut here. Maybe I'm taking too long to take action on something I know I could and want to take action on. Sometimes trying to find a bit more certainty where there is none. You're nodding. Maybe we don't do it. Maybe that's just me. But sometimes I'm like, maybe I can be a bit, I can also be a bit lazy. I'm just going to, let me have some therapy. I can also, let's talk to you. I can also be a bit lazy. I can. I'm like, can I be bothered? Can I just walk the hills a bit? Mark's had these conversations with me. Mark's like, here he is, old lackadaisical Gwillem. It's funny because I said to my little boy, come on, slow coach. He says, that's what nurseries say to me. I thought, oh God, the apple does not fall far from the tree. I said, why do they say that? Because I'm always at the back. You're like, yeah, he's just wandering around in his own world. I can do that. I can be like, I cannot be as driven as I'd like to be on times because I just enjoy my life too much. But that's not a problem, is it, Arjuna?
Yeah.
That's all.
No.
But I can sometimes be a bit like, a bit lazy. You know? So, can I be bothered? I've got a good life and I just roll around and mow my lawn. Is it true that men get to a certain age and they just become obsessed with their lawn?
No.
Is it true? Because I've reached that age. I'm like, I am all about the lawn. Yeah, you're laughing, but is it true? Yeah. Men, have you got obsessed?
I think we talked about this at the podcast, didn't
Did we?
Yeah, we had that conversation. That
The
very
lawn.
conversation.
What do women get obsessed with at a certain age? What's the version of the lawn?
Handbags.
Handbags. You're speaking on behalf of all the women in here. I like it.
mental health net, yeah.
Seriously, was there a thing that's the lawn? You're like, no, this is what, because it's like I used to go out and it's like all them, the quote's like something like, the meme is like, all those men used to play football in the 90s. How's your lawn now? Isn't it? Or something like that. And I'm like, I think I was reading it, watering my run of beans, like, fucking hell, they got me. Like, what am I doing with my life? I used to play football, now I'm watering my run of beans. And I'm ringing me dad up. Dad, my run of beans are struggling this year. Is it that you need to water them more? Water them more, yeah. Apparently they like water. Am I just talking to myself now? I don't know. Am I the only one who's watering their lawn?
I think we should reflect the question back.
Arjuna's going to read anotry question. Fuck this.
Wait. What's hindering you in your vision?
Two things.
You can only pick one.
Not making decisions.
Get your mic up. Not making decisions.
Yeah. Well, really, not making a decision is a decision.
Yeah, you're getting better at making decisions, aren't you?
If you say so.
Yeah. Well, you told me you were. Did you lie to me? Don't lie to me.
Yeah, we said it before. Was at dinner. He's like, yeah, you're getting better. What's the second one?
Switching off.
Nice.
Not switching off.
Not switching.
From like work and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people struggle to switch off from work now. Who works from home? Who used to work from home? Hardly any of you, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, those of you working from home never used to work from home. It's hard to switch off when you work from home, I think.
Trick question.
It's the curse of, like, people think working from home is great, don't they?
No,
in lockdown, it was like, working from home is great. And then after a year, you're like, working from home is shit. I can never escape my laptop. It's sat on my kitchen table, just glaring at me. Read the emails. Do monks have laptops?
Read your message.
This monk does, yes.
Yeah, you have a laptop.
I do.
That's brilliant. But anyone else? Well, we've learned a lot today, haven't we, about actually what people do? I like that question, mate. It's a good one. What are you not doing? These two are flying. I'm a complete mess. That's it. The sounds of it. I did this.
I was thinking in my personal vision, but if it was professional, and it's not really slowing me, but it's just time. It's getting back on social media.
Yeah.
Man, I've been...
You don't miss media, do you?
Not one bit, mate. After a year out, it was a few months and I was saying, Mum getting ill and doing my thing and living my life. I'm like, I really want to go back on there. But it's part of the vision. It's what I need to do. But I'm actually stalling with it a little bit. And then 6 weeks comes, I'll do it after the 6 weeks. I've got to be around for a month. I can't just show up and disappear. You actually put that in my head. No, you can't just come back, mate, and get off for a little bit.
If you're going to show up, show up.
Exactly. So I suppose we're just waiting for Mark to do all our editing. Give us some reels and stuff, and we're back in the game.
Maybe.
Anyway, do you still get scared? If so, what of? Kim.
Good question.
Give Kim the mic. It's gone very quiet in here, isn't it? Everyone's very attentive. Does anyone need a drink or have a wee or anything? Do you want to have a drink? Well, no, get it yourself.
Well, let's get the drinks going, guys. Come on,
I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm actually kind of doing something.
Can I have a beer, please?
Yeah, no worries. Hang on, let's pause.
Please. Well, we're good. Yeah, keep it flowing.
What do you think this is?
I will have. Definitely not one of them.
My waiter's crap. So who asked the question? Kim?
Me.
What do you want to know?
If you still get scared, if you do, what of?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I got really, really scared of my little boy going to school. Weird. I don't know what, I got really scared. I think dropping him off for his first day. I think I told you a story, didn't I? I was like dropping him off for his first day. He didn't know anyone. Because he doesn't know anyone from it was like a taster day, which I don't think we had when I was younger. I think my parents just went, off to school now. We have taster days, like teachers come to the house. I don't know if that's for their benefit or just to check I'm not a mentalist. Maybe it's that. I'm looking at you, Nick. I don't know why. What's that? Well, it was weird because it's like, oh, did you realise Ari's climbing that up there? You're like, yeah, he does it all the time, don't worry about it. He's climbing up some unit to get something out. But I got really scared of him going to school. It was the weirdest thing. I dropped him off. I was really emotional. Really emotional. He was all right, to be fair. He said to me, I'm a bit scared. He didn't say scared, he said something. I was like, yeah, me too. And I watched him walk off and he looked behind and gave me this sort of look. And I looked at him, I was like, oh, mate, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry in a minute. I can't let you see me. Well, I could let him see me cry, but always there are parents like, bye. dying. I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I literally got out. I walked down to the car. I was like, I'm upset. Like, I just don't know why. I think I was scared for him. I didn't want him to be like, what's the word?
Alone.
Yeah, I didn't want him because he didn't know anyone. I didn't want him to feel unhappy there. I was like, and then my go-to was like, I just don't send him. I'll just keep him at home. I'll just homeschool him. Imagine that. Imagine me. Look at that. Don't homeschool him. He'd be well schooled in philosophy.
Just homeschooling.
Yeah, everyone tried that in lockdown. But that was when I was scared. And I think I'm often scared around my kids. Not like, oh my God, I'm really like petrified. But I think I get scared uneasy for them. So that's when I've been afraid lately. I don't know about if you've ever experienced some fear. I also had a real irrational fear that I went to a funeral and I was like, fuck me, what if I die? It was fleeting. I was like, oh my God, what if I die? What are they all going to do? Not you lot. You'll be fine. My family. I never thought I'd be... Having a family made me like much more aware of my life. Did this happen to anyone else? I became much... Like when I was young, I was like, I do what I like. I don't care. Then so I had some kids and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I probably shouldn't do stupid shit anymore. Did that happen to anyone? You're nodding. Just say something so I know I'm not alone. Does that happen to you? You're nodding?
Yes.
I was like, God, I feel like I'm responsible for these people now, which is scary in itself. What about you? Do you ever get scared?
I'm nervous to say no because I know when I make absolutes like this, the universe will throw a whole lot of whatever I say. I'm not.
When was the last time you were scared?
So my uncle, my dad, and then my brother had a quadruple bypass, heart surgery, and my brother's younger than me.
But hang on a minute, let's weigh that up. Your uncle had one, your dad had one, and your brother all had quadruple heart surgery.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean? When people say to me, I've had heart surgery, there's like quadruple,
I think it's all 4 tubes into the heart.
Oh, right, so they do,
stuck.
you know this stuff, yeah.
They only take it from like the leg as well.
So what were you scared of? You were going to have the same?
Yeah, it was just the flood of panic that I was going to die.
Really? How is the old ticker?
It's fine. It's good.
It's a machine.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah.
I think people think I don't get scared. I think the last time I was really scared was obviously the situation with my ma. I had this thing like, this big thing, what if I can't save her? Am I supposed to save her? What will happen when she's gone? You know what I mean? It was all that, but I think that's just natural, you know? But I don't manufacture feeling scared for no reason. You know, like I think I'm dealing with things that are worthy of being scared about and deal with that, a real thing. It's a real emotion. I think someone said in Academy last week, does fear ever go away? And I think they were waiting for some big old answer. I was like, nope. So yeah, I get scared.
I think there's a difference between being chronically scared of everything in there. That's when you burn out, when everything's scary. But everyone gets scared, I think. But some of you would have been scared about coming here. Look at you. Yeah, I was, yeah. I mean, I always get a bit fearful before these sort of things. I'm not sat there like having a panic attack like last night, but I'm sat there thinking, what if it's shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if it's shit? What if it's... I mean, Nick's been every year, he loves it, but what if Nick this year says, this is crap? You know what I mean? There's an element of fear, but maybe that keeps us sharp, innit? Maybe it shows you care. I think the things I really care about give me the most element of, ooh. You were talking about this with golf today, though, weren't you? A little bit. Yeah. You know, he doesn't have to have the mic because he's not going to say anything, I can tell. But you were just saying that sometimes, tell the putter story, because I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So just to give you some context, he's really good at golf. He won't tell you that, but he's phenomenal at golf.
Not that good.
Really? See, there you go. I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
But the putt story is if you release your fears, if you're trying to make a putt in a 4-inch cup, is to close your eyes and just let it flow.
Yeah.
So you pick your line, you look at the putt, you go down on the ball, and then you close your eyes because that's all the fear gone. And that's what it does. It closes your eyes and takes it out of the game.
Yeah, because you were saying like your putting got bad because you got a bit tight, and if it was a tight putt, you'd be like put pressure on yourself, and then
you've got to get it in the hole, and it's like tense.
But when you just close your eyes,
you can't do nothing about it. It just flows.
No.
Have you learned that from somebody? Because I've heard
Well,
that.
I think
I've heard
Arnold
that before.
Palmer was the first one that used to do it.
Who was it?
Arnold Palmer. And he's like an American back in the 60s. And then all the pros from that learned from there.
Yeah, I was trained by a golf pro on mindset. I can't remember his name. Carl something, I think he was called. But he had something to do with that golfer who used to have that red sticker on his glove.
Oh, right.
And it was because of fear, and he would use that as a trigger. But he said something similar about like, well, golf is flowing it into.
Let it flow. Yeah.
Yeah, if you worry
intense.
Yeah, it completely changes the.
Yeah. Well, what about an analogy? That's the best. I was when you were thinking it though. My brain's automatically going, "Oh, that's a great analogy for creating any goal."
Exactly.
You'd set your aim, you do what's required, and you let go of it. You let go of the outcome.
Yeah.
You let go. We talk about this all the time. You're talking about it all the time. Let go of the outcome.
Yeah.
It's like closing your eyes. I'm letting go. I'm just like letting go of the outcome. It's like that with goals. The harder the more people say what you focus on grows. So it's focus on their goal all the time, and it makes it seem further away. You create. It's like trying to grab a load of water in it. You know that old analogy. If you want to grab a load of water, you don't go in and go, oh, what have I got? You got nothing. You go in gently and scoop your hand. It's the same with goals. You can give too much energy to the outcome at the consequence of what's happening now. And a lot of the time we want the outcomes because we want to feel happier, and we're making ourselves unhappy to get there. And that ain't going to happen, is it?
No.
Just out of curiosity, sorry, what's your par?
I've got down to 2.
Oi, shout out,
5 or
eh?
6 now.
You
I
won
always say I'm 5 or 6.
You won some stuff, didn't you? You won some stuff, I'm sure.
I have won the Scratch Club Championship before.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hey, give him a round of applause, everyone. What were you going to say?
No, it's just around fear. I mean, this mic keeps getting in my face.
It's kind of the idea. I don't know if you realise that, but...
Have you ever been totally present and afraid at the same time?
Who asked that bloody question, eh?
That's what fear does.
Yeah. What's that?
It makes you in the now, right? Fear brings you in the now, you mean?
Well, I think ultimately what you're trying to say, Arjuna, is when you're in the present moment, can you be afraid?
I would say no.
You'd say no?
Yeah.
In your experience?
I would say all fear is about what has happened and what might happen.
So fear is what has happened in the past being projected.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I think go back to that story about my boy at school. I think I probably, was an anxious kid who didn't like going to school and stuff. So immediately I'm scared because my boy's going to have the same experience. Unconsciously, I'm projecting my experiences into his life.
Well, I'd say, man, I've had a shooter in my face, mate, and that made me scared. And that one in the predictive future, that was right there, and I was scared and in the now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was, both was happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's life or death, innit?
I mean, I've been in a ring and, I'm running off fear, composed fear. Like, that ain't about the predictive future. I'm in the now. Like, I remember Lisa saying one time, could you hear me? I was like, I couldn't hear shit. And I was completely immersed. Maybe not feeling focused and fear at the same time, but if I look back as a memory, I was scared as hell, but in the now.
Do you think the problem is we try and get rid of fear? Like we think the presence of fear is wrong. Like the presence of anxiety, get it away, get it away.
Yeah.
The presence of sadness, get it away, get it away.
Yeah.
But if we're much more like, this is what it is. That's very laissez-faire. Is that the word? Is that the sense?
Laissez-faire.
I just love you sat there, Susie.
Susie.
I love you're my Susie Deb.
Why do they call you Susie?
Because I know the words. It's very much, that's a bit of like, but it's there. Because sometimes you're so absorbed in it. It's like, but actually when you're like, maybe I'm trying to force it away, push it away. When you're just with it, it goes, all right?
I had something similar, maybe a couple of weeks ago now, but so I was driving the middle lane and then two cars, one from the left, one from the middle came in to the middle and they bounced off each other. Just a few meters in front of me. And that high alert, totally immersed, like avoiding action. And then came the chemicals of adrenaline and the buzz and the zzz, the singing in my cells. And but But then came the story. Oh, I nearly died. They nearly died. Do you know?
Yeah, like that manufactured fear after it.
Yeah. But when I quit that, there was the chemicals kept flowing for a little while, but then they flew out.
Yeah.
And I heard a neuroscientist say that the chemicals, the chemical basis only lasts in your system for 60 seconds, 90 seconds max.
Like a hangover.
Yeah, it's just a flood of chemicals in your body, and then it's done. If you don't add to it with a story or resistance or I don't want this or whatever, they just flow through.
Don't stoke the flame.
Yeah.
So
We often get afraid of how we're feeling, though, don't we? That's another thing. Like, I feel this way. I'm afraid of how I'm feeling. I'm afraid of the feeling. And it keeps it perpetuating. That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
There is a funny question which, go on, Arjuna, we'll get that one out of the way. That's pretty quick. I know the answer to this one.
Who would win in an arm wrestle?
Who asked that question?
That's me, obviously.
Who asked that question? And who are you asking out?
I'm surprised.
Like everyone here?
I'm
or?
surprised.
Yeah, I think Arjuna has got some next level monk energy that we don't know about, and just rip our arms off one at a time. How about we settle it right here?
Yeah.
Go on, and I'll play the winner.
I'll play the winner.
I'll play the winner.
Yeah.
I reckon. I've met maybe Ben. You're a big lad, ain't you?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Got
Look,
shit.
he's wearing tighter shirts now. He looks big,
It
isn't he?
says Simon. He's got his son's shirt on. Yeah, now if we go back to the nursery story, he's like, he had me shirt on as well. I'm wearing that day. All right, well, that one's answered. Let's move on.
That's funny for you, Ben. That's funny thing you've ever said to me. Yep.
Let me ask you a question.
Go on.
How do you want to be remembered when you're dead? Rest in peace, Kim. Now that's a man when I've seen one, you know what I mean?
That sounds very ominous, doesn't it? Ominous.
It's actually, you know,
how do you want to be remembered? Rest in peace, Kim. I don't know. I don't want to be remembered. Just somebody who did some good, just tried his best, really, to do some good. I mean, to make the world a lighter, better place. Not just you lot, but, you know, not my work, but just in general. Really. If someone said, oh, that Simon Gwillim's dead, he was all right, wasn't he? He was good fun, wasn't he?
I'm going to twist it. Kim, if Simon was to pop his clogs.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
If Simon...
I'm not quite sure I like all this conversation about death, particularly mine.
To be fair, I think we'd all say the same thing. I would actually want to be known as an absolute savage, but a real honey badger. But maybe that's not how
I'd like to be known as a bit of a fox. You know?
Foxy lady. A fox that wears a tight t-shirt. But I think I like that question when we ask other people, you know, what would you say if I passed away, or how would you remember me? I hope someone would cry. But how would you remember Si?
Very wise with some dodgy jumpers.
Amen. Hey, he's the only. Listen, if I walked in A&E and seen you with his jumper on, I'd get sectioned straight away. Simon, you just go, he's all right, him. Let him out.
Every episode of the podcast we do, we both sit down and go, oh, yeah.
Kim.
Fucking look at that jumper.
Just for the record, me and Si have been with Arjuna some time going, is he dead? Poke him or something. I'm here, what's up? I'm like, oh, shit.
It's like when I used to be on a Zoom with you, Archie, and I'd be like, he's frozen. No, I'm here. How still are you?
I feel just present sat next to him. It's a great energy.
How would you want to be remembered, Ben, in a couple of simple sentences?
No, I'm not finished yet, homie.
No, right.
How would you remember Arjuna?
Put it on Kim.
I don't know. He's just got this presence about him. I don't know, just kindness. And I know he said earlier on about just doing small things. I noticed today in the canteen when we was having our tea.
Yeah.
You know, he was just going along and picking up people's trays when they weren't asking him, just tidying up around and just
lovely.
being lovely and just
but didn't you see he was following me? You know,
what are you doing?
The monk always gets the credit, don't he? How
do you remember Ben? How do you remember Ben as a fellow Mancunian?
Probably just that, fellow Mancunian.
Nice.
I just think he embodies the Manchester spirit, really.
You're like the modern day Liam Gallagher, you.
Come on, man.
No? Don't like Liam Gallagher.
No, I do, but he's a mad blue, innit? I've got to not like him for the...
Is he?
All right, chill out. Obviously, is any of my new fans in the house? They seem to be dying. It's like the Catholic Church.
Well, how would... what's one word to sum up how some of you'd like to be remembered? It's a real morbid topic, but I quite like it. Okay, what was one word to sum up how you'd like to be remembered? You asked a question, so I think you should be willing to answer it as well.
I think a bit of a daft word, but a lot of people call it me, and I think it is a bit like my personality, and I am quite giddy, and I think that's just
joyful. To remember as joyful, yeah.
Playful,
nice spirit and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyone else want to share? One word only. Oh my God!
Bloody hell, your kids!
These kids are flying, mate.
One word.
And you can't say PS5. Yeah, good man.
Good lord.
Yeah,
Your boy's
Xbox.
in. He wants to do it. He put his hand up.
Switch. You can't say Switch.
Now, what's your name again?
Xander.
Xander. I remember that. Zachary.
Spell it with a Z.
I would probably, for one word to sum how I'd like people to remember me as humorous.
Mate, I love the fact you're willing to get on that mic.
Yeah.
I would never do that at your age. Would you? I'd be like, don't talk to
what exactly
me.
are you feeding these kids, mate?
Humorous.
Brilliant.
You
well
are.
done.
Nice. Would you say
Anyone
it's
else?
humorous, Mark? Yeah. Good. Anyway, nice. Hey, look, how old are you?
13.
The 13-year-old said something, so someone else can say something. Oh, it's one person off each table.
Oh, there she is.
For that one word. That,
Why are you saying it to me like that?
That's
he had
words.
one word.
Genuine.
I like that. I'd say you're genuine. Pass it on. Oh, you're going to have a go as well? Go on. One from each table. Technically, you're on the same table, but go on. No, go on.
I'm going to have 2 words, if I may. I'm going to say big-hearted.
No.
Big-hearted, I like that. Yeah.
Good job.
It's probably an unpopular one, but reliable.
Yeah.
Mate, I like that.
Not when you're dead. Joking.
Creative. That's what my kids say about me.
Is that what you'd like to be now?
Yeah,
Creative.
because I'm always making things.
Nice.
Messing around.
We got one more then. One more on the back table.
Everybody else?
Rach.
Fair.
Fair. I like that. Fair. What else we got? What else we have? Fair, reliable, genuine,
Big-hearted.
big-hearted, creative. You definitely remember you as that, Matt.
Come on.
Humorous. I forgot him. What would you say about your brother? One word. In a nice way, you know, his best quality.
Remember his swing.
Because he's not going to say it, so, you know. Courageous. Wow. Courageous.
Wow.
Because he's always willing to do anything, and he's kind of the wild kid of the family, always going ahead.
Mate, I'm your number one fan right now. Well done. Fair play to you.
I think we should get these two on a podcast.
Yeah, I think we should. Right. That's it, folks. Next question. That's really good. Well done.
Arjuna.
Arjuna, we got some questions to get through.
We do.
Rock 'em.
Don't throw them away. Does anyone want another drink? Who's getting these round, is it?
Oh, there's one under you. It's probably the best one. Oh, this is a serious one.
Serious?
Which of you would make the best drag queen?
No. Seeing how Simon's halfway there with that tight t-shirt on.
Well, I like the message, you see. That's the message. The message is choose life. But they only had a small, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to have to get a small one on. Well, who do you think would make the best drag queen? Show of hands.
I think Arjuna.
Really?
You're just doing that.
If you think Ben, put your hand up. Yes!
Yeah.
I think I can see that, Ben.
That's some strange shit.
It's always the manly
You think
ones.
you would want me to be the drag queen, wouldn't you? The least feminist.
Who thinks Arjuna
Guys.
would be the best drag queen? Okay,
one.
what about me? It's just Ben.
Just Ben?
Must be that feminine vibe. But Ben, I'm not one to go against the people. We'll move on. I think you probably would
Alright,
be the
cool.
best. I can
You
see
win.
it. It's the accent.
You win.
It's the accent. What else we got?
What was your favourite book, TV programme growing up? Does anyone remember Emmanuel? No. You are, are you?
Wasn't that one?
I think mine was, well, I didn't read books and all that for sure. But I think it was, do you remember He-Man with the, but with that mad, not the cartoon, the film with Dolph Lundgren? Yeah. Man, I loved that film. and the Dark Crystal. You remember that? The Hobbit. But no, the Lord of the Rings, but when it stopped at with Balrog.
Balrog?
Yeah.
I've never watched The Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Any good?
It's brilliant, Lord of the Rings.
What's
The
your,
Hobbit with
what's your
Danny Trejo,
favourite
Hobbit.
film or book as a kid?
It'd be Knight Rider.
Knight Rider. Old,
Yeah.
what was his name?
Hoff.
The Hoff.
Yeah.
Or the 18.
Man, I forgot about those.
How old are you, Arjuna?
50.
No way.
Yeah.
When were you 50?
July. End of July.
And we didn't do anything for your 50th?
No.
Did you?
I
What the
did.
monks do when
I
they're
certainly
50?
did.
Did you? They're like a monk pie.
Yeah.
Invite everybody around, let's meditate.
Yep. Stayed up to
graduated.
11 p.m.
Good, get some.
Don't take the mick out of Arjuna, mate. He will wrestle you
Why
up.
are you
won't he?
trying to stir up some shit? You tight t-shirt on, look like a drug
I
queen.
reckon my favourite programme as a kid was Tintin.
Tintin.
Did anyone watch Tintin? Aura the Littlest Hobo. But my mum wouldn't let me watch it after a while because I used to cry because he used to go off somewhere else.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not watching that programme anymore. I used to cry. Well, before I went to work, that was. Yeah, really.
Next one.
Before I started my Saturday shift.
Oh my goodness.
Watching it from the side, you just went like that.
There's a lot of bees going on there. What is Ben's best take from being
In Unbreakable?
involved? Unbreakable.
Who wrote that? Just put your hand up. You're not going to have to speak it. Like it.
What's my best take? As I'm not sure.
Do you mean as a participant or as the main man? No, just the main participant. So when you were in Unbreakable, before you became the main man, what was your
Yeah,
biggest
I
take
think
home?
It wasn't really Unbreakable, it was Sai. Because we got on, right? When me and you met, I was like, think about it, we won't really meet anywhere else, we're complete opposite. But I was kind of fascinated with him, and to be fair, he's probably fascinated with me, right?
Yeah, I was a little bit intrigued into you.
Yeah,
mate.
well, intrigued, not maybe not fascinated, but
Yeah.
I think me and him were excelling faster than some others. Probably ended up going past the fella that was running the show, and he went just on a different level about the way the mind works, and it was real interesting, and to the point that I'd only really stick around to listen to what he had to say. And we done some one-to-one stuff, didn't we? We got involved, and I mean, I'd done a bunch of stuff by this time, and he was kind of connecting a lot of the dots. And to be truthful, I think Sai's one of them unique guys. And I thought, I got to stick around this kid. You know, I mean, I would protect him at all cost. But he's ahead of his time as well. And I think he's the only type of person that could have taught me this type of stuff. You know what I mean? He was my teacher in that level. So I never really had a connection like that outside of my circle that took me through was. Because you heard some dark shit. We've been in rooms where we had to open up and all that stuff in it. And the way he was curious about me and asked questions and stuff like that he earned my respect, you know, in a way that a man has never earned it before. So, believe it or not, I'd created my own program. We was doing some stuff around supplements. I had a great time, been all around the world, many places, which was a massive help for me because I was struggling with authority from where I was from online. And these guys really helped me establish that a little. And I don't know if you know this story, but we was on a deal for some big money. Remember? I was running it by you and I'm like, look, this is happening. And there was a couple of issues at the table, a couple of lies, people got sucked in. And because I'm real, you know, if there was 3 of us at the deal, they wanted to get rid of one of the guys and we were talking 7 figures, like, and I'm like, I'm not in. And Sai had seen something early on, he was like, I don't think your main man should have jumped ship that quick, which I agreed to, innit, remember? And this shit just fell apart. I'm like, listen, I'm not in. If all 3 of us ain't in, we ain't in. And then we come up here one time, was walking, and I'm like kicking the can down the road, like, I'm not sure what to do and stuff. And he was like, get involved with us. Oh, the conversation come about maybe joining forces, innit? And I was like, yeah. And the reason why is because Simon is about the skills, the techniques. It's never about him. Like, for me, it's never about me. It's about, You know, in the game that we was in, it's about a personality. A lot of people want you to be them. They're trying to teach you to be them to a certain degree. And I thought this could work. And you can see now that we teach a system that is ingrained in me, that we've evolved together. And he gave me an opportunity that not many people have in terms of being able to coach and teach. And we started off with a lead coach and all that. I mean, I've been in every role in Unbreakable, and now it's leading High Performance Mind. And he's such a generous man. And that's probably my biggest take. And now we have a fundamental responsibility, and I feel as much responsible to Unbreakable as Simon does, even though it's not even mine to some degree, you know what I mean? And he's always led a way that has developed me massively. So, hopefully we'll continue to grow. And more so, he's a good mate, you know what I mean? And, it's very unique how this has happened, because in other parts of my life, I haven't seen that type of friendship develop the way it has. So, I respect this. I say all the time in life, this guy's ahead of his time. I've actually said to my mates, I don't do well being a king. I'd rather be on the front line. I love being a general. And I think in this day and age, people like him need that protection. I'm not saying I'm protecting him, but in terms of like what this is, hopefully this carries on past us, because it's a system, it's a structure, it's a process, it's a skill set. And it's something that I think it's not new. We're not reinventing the wheel. We just deliver it in a way what, people can digest it, apply it. And I think that's what's unique, so.
Hopefully everyone gets that from Unbreakable, the skills model.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You come to a retreat and Arjuna said, these are cool. You say it every time. I love these people, but you look around, you're very different people. Doing different things, wanting different things. I've been in a lot of rooms, and there's no disrespect to those rooms. They're great, where everyone's the same, setting the same goals, doing the same things. And it's all a bit same here, isn't it? But hopefully here you are. I don't think there's, I don't know, do you not think there's many places, Arjuna, where people can feel comfortable being themselves? That's my biggest thing in life. I'd love to think I made people more comfortable being themselves if people are around me. So I can be myself around Si. He's not going to judge me necessarily, shoot me down for what I've done. He's not going to tell me I shouldn't do that. Hopefully that's the kind of person I am. And that's what I wanted Unbreakable to be. It's like, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? How do you want to live? Like, what? If you're becoming more comfortable in who you are, I think we're doing our job. I always say, you don't have to become someone else. You just have to become more you. I think that's what everyone creates goals for. I want to get fitter because I want to feel more like me. I want to earn more money because I'm trying to feel something. But nothing external can make you feel more comfortable in who you are. I think there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I like that. Yeah.
And so just to add to that is one thing that made me go, because that's just the way it was. They're my rules, I be you, crack on, do your thing. I'm not interested. Hopefully that comes across well from both of us, right? Like we want you to win, but it ain't our job to make you win. We'll run through a wall with you, but it's not our job to run through a wall for you. A lot of these people, they give this macho, I'm not saying they're any worse or any better, but that's what made this connection strong, And to think that we're 4 or 5 years in deep now, and we're only just getting started, you know what I mean? Like it's exciting.
I'm intrigued for Arjuna's perspective though, because I've been in the spiritual world. There's a little giggle. I'm sure you have. You maybe look at the spiritual element. I want to be more comfortable in myself. I find, and you can correct me, Arjuna, I've never found this at your place, but I've been places where you're like, people wear the right gear. They wear the right floaty shit, don't they? Yeah, there's a look in there. I've been to a silent retreat. Everyone's wearing the floaty shit, barefoot, loads of stuff on them.
Floaty shit.
And I think you're really trying hard to be spiritual. Like you look like you're trying hard to be spiritual.
The right diet, the right clothes, the right haircut.
And talking the lingo, but you think, I don't think you are. It's like there's this something. Does that happen a lot where people get into spiritual world and just? I feel like ever since I've known you, you've just become more and more Arjuna.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like you've gone, Arjuna's like, he's completely different to how he was. Like, he becomes more who you are. Is that what spirituality is, do you think?
You don't have to think about who you are. It's not a role that you play, it's just who you are.
Yeah, do you think some people in the spiritual world, online especially, are acting the spiritual game?
I have to be different to be valuable.
Yeah.
Have to be different to be valuable. I think there's a lot of people in the spiritual world that are avoiding shit.
Yeah, without doubt.
hey, there's we don't meet many people like Arjuna. Not like it's different, but in terms of just his presence, you know, take away the monk and the Arjuna. But I remember thinking when I first met him, like, what the?
Can you imagine Ben and Arjuna just first meet him? Because Ben wasn't this kind of. I remember Ben when I first met him.
I was in the thick of it.
You weren't quite so like calm and present like
I was still
that.
rocking up to places and playing cash. You know what I mean?
He was like, yeah, literally. Just can I pay you
like,
cash
he
for
was
this
guy in
course?
the front row, and I remember, and I've never done anything like this before. I was in this room, there's about 6 of us in there, and there's this big hype about Arjuna's coming, and obviously my man's hyping it up and all that stuff. And I don't know what I'm expecting, and honestly, he was like extra white. Like, he just glowing like Gandalf when he comes back, right? I'm like, what the fuck? And he comes in barefoot, and mind you, in like a concrete estate. I won't lie, like, I think he made me feel insecure, because I'm like, I have never met someone so composed and calm in my life. You know, and...
I think you people can have a do you find that because I think this in sometimes the work you do, people can have a visceral defense to who you are. I find that in our work, it's like, no! I'm not a good person. It's like, no, you are. You're great. I'm not. It's like, do you find that in you sometimes that you're so like everything's good? Sometimes there's a visceral reaction to like, no, it's not, because you're so calm and you're so present in a nice way.
Yeah.
There has to be that clash, doesn't there? Sometimes.
Well, they crucified Christ, didn't they?
Crucified Christ.
Tell you what, Arjuna, that's quite a stretch to compare yourself to Christ.
Mate, I didn't want to crucify or anything. I just felt like,
I don't want to put
you know, some people just pass you never remember him. Like, if I only met Arjuna once, they definitely didn't want to crucify his ass.
You know,
I might want to check if you had a wire or something, but apart from that, I was like, what, this guy's some type of new police.
Well, they crucified Christ.
Like Simon, I would put Arjuna definitely in that category of people who have fascinated me off the off, and that doesn't happen often, you know. Like, I mean, all walks of life. You could all walks of life, like. You know,
if you're curious about people, I think you find everyone interesting, don't you?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a story to tell.
No, some people are just boring as shit, side. Come on, man. And some people are pieces of shit. You know, like, let's be real. Humanity there's a side that are just vile. And there's some people I don't remember. I don't remember half the guys in the room. We was there with that day, you know, but I remember Arjuna. I remember the first time, it's like, I mean, you don't really remember the first time you meet people. Well, Arjuna did.
On that note of Arjuna.
Thank you. That's the question.
Who said this?
What do monks wear in bed?
Now, I can actually share that with you.
So can I.
It's not a lot, funnily enough. It's not a lot.
You got like monk jammers.
Seriously, I've got a question. And I'm not mocking you at all. You're getting some stick this evening, but do you wear white pajamas?
No.
Don't wear anything, do you?
No, nothing.
Yeah, I knew it.
No.
The way you stared at me when you said that was fucking a little bit odd. I'm not down there. I can't say it to you. It sounds weird. Nothing. You don't wear nothing. Not a stitch.
No.
Who's visualising that right now, by the way? Are you all...
With a show of hands, who else wears nothing to bed here?
Yeah.
There you go.
I struggle wearing things to bed. What? My guy. I love this guy.
These two are on fire.
Ain't they?
Yeah, I think
Wait,
I do.
where does the... Is it something that you have to wear white?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So my vows are based around white, and it's just a reminder of those vows. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Now it makes sense.
Do you feel
not right
odd?
now. Do I feel
not
odd?
wearing white?
No, not anymore. It used to be something that it was like, you know, when you put on a business suit,
Oh,
and you
like
kind
that's
of
your
stand up
uniform.
a little bit taller. Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah, nice. Like, I get that.
Yeah. What do you wear in bed, Ben?
No, I'm the same. Boxes or nothing.
I wear
Sometimes
like
Lisa. Hey!
I wear like loungy bottoms.
Do you?
Yeah.
What, past the knees?
Yeah.
No, I'd struggle with that.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd
Wrapped
like
up.
get too warm and stuff. And
It's a weird
Anyway.
conversation. Moving swiftly on.
Are you doing one, Si?
I am.
That's a good question.
What?
I've
This
got
one?
a good question.
I got a good question. They're all good questions, but I think when you feel I'm asking Arjuna, when you feel resistance towards letting go of something that no longer serves you, even though you feel that letting go is what is needed, how do you move yourself forward? So basically, you know, when you feel resistance towards letting go of something you got to let go of,
Yeah.
and you know it no longer serves you.
Yeah.
But you just
Can't let go.
can't let go. How do you move yourself forward?
I usually talk to someone.
Why? I didn't expect you to say that. Who would you talk to?
I mean, anybody who's nearby, but someone who would listen.
See, silent. I see you so shocked. He was like, wow, I was not think he's going to say that.
Well, I thought you were going to say something, but talk to someone. Anyone nearby.
Yeah.
What, if you're just in Tesco, like?
Yeah, you just grab the veg.
So, I've got this problem. Never you know. Anyone.
Yeah. No, I mean someone who would really listen.
You've never spoke to me. I don't know if that says a lot about Richard.
That's because you never return my messages.
That makes two of us now. That makes you
Sorry,
can
I
always
need
speak
you.
to me, Arjuna.
You better wait till Monday.
My phone's always open.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm just going the wrong direction.
Mine's not. So I got boundaries, and do you know what I mean? No, you can always call on me. Call on me.
No,
So
I
you
mean,
talk to a friend.
someone who won't really take it's not so much the issue, it's me not being able to return to the present moment. So someone will go, yes, I understand, yes, but how are you now, kind of thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't try and solve the problem.
Exactly. It's not so much the problem. The problem is my ability to not be able to put it down.
It's quite deep, that. It's a stillness in the air. Everyone's like, oh, my problem is my inability to put it down, not the problem itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think talking to people is a good thing. You need to get it out your head sometimes, don't you? There's only so many times it can go around in it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I just need to tell someone this. You know what I mean?
And journaling's one way of doing it, but
Yeah.
there's something about just getting someone you trust and spitting it out.
Nice. Who would be your number one person to trust in your personal life, then?
Well,
That's a
probably
personal question. So you just want to know because it's not you.
Yeah.
Probably my wife, because she's closest.
Nice. What about after her?
After her? Or my father-in-law, because he's next closest. He's next door, so.
Yeah. Amaraj. Amaraj, what a name.
Amaraj.
I got lumbered with Simon.
Yeah.
Some bloke walking around called Amaraj.
Amaraj.
What the fuck happened there? I word my parents by that. Yeah. Nice. Any of you, I think is there a cycle to letting go, though? I suppose you're saying, no, I can just let go.
Yeah.
But I've had things happen in my life where I feel like I'm letting go ever so slowly. Anyone ever had that? You're like, I am letting go of this, but it's taking me time. I'm clinging on a bit, I'm picking it back up, I'm dropping it, I'm picking it back. Yeah. You've ever had that?
Oh, yeah.
We talk like letting go is something you're carrying all the time. So some things piss me off sometimes, and sometimes, honestly, I've said it before in lives, it's like, fuck it. As simple as that, can let it go. And other things I've not let go of, but I can just not carry. So, there's some things that happened in the past, some like my mum, something like fucking brain cancer, 20 lesions in the brain. I might play around with it, piss me off. I don't necessarily can come let it go, but I can just put it down. And that might not ever go.
And then sometimes you pick it back up again.
Yeah,
now.
sometimes it might come out like, what, really? And then, maybe something will come from that. But I think, if I was really struggling with it and it was on my mind and I was struggling to shift it, then from a deeper work, I always speak to Lise, to my queen. But at the same time, we've got the letter writing and stuff like that. Not getting too technical, the emotions that are charged around it, feeling it fully sometimes, all that type of stuff. I've gone to things that I do in my head into the sauna and just breathed with that feeling and come out like feeling like I've sweated it out and stuff like that in it. So I don't think there's a real solid answer to that, but I think when we're holding on to things that I can't let this go because it might keep repeating and all that, we've got to consider them. We're not always carrying it. And we might carry it for a minute, we don't like the way it feels and it pisses us off. I can't believe that's come back. I thought I got past that and all that type of stuff. Maybe some things you can't let go of and you do, they're always going to be carried, but we don't have to carry them all the time.
Interesting. You got a question, go on.
No, you, my man.
I said, what weaknesses do you have? Here's a question. Who asked that question? None of you. Did everyone go home today, or what weakness do you have? Is the question. What did you say is your biggest weakness?
Who are you asking?
Everyone.
Arjuna, Ben,
no
crew.
What would you say your biggest weakness is in one sentence? Don't explain it.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to say when people are disrespectful, you've seen it, man. That shit gets right under my skin.
Yeah. What about you, Arjuna?
Probably impatience.
No shit.
Oh my God.
Impatience. Yeah, walking
Yeah.
parody, not parody, paradox.
High five.
Where do you think you're going? All right.
Not on camera.
She must have a really bad weakness. Fuck it,
What
don't
about
ask
you?
me. My biggest weakness? Practically, I can be unorganised. I can roll at my own pace and just expect people to rock on with me. You know? It can be a weakness sometimes.
Would anyone like to share a weakness?
What are you doing?
Oh.
You're talking.
Oh, that guy.
Hang
Come
on,
on.
hang on. Yeah, give him the mic. I think another weakness, I can be a bit, can't be asked sometimes. I say it a lot, but it's like, can't be asked. Sometimes that's not a great thing to be. Yeah, I mean. Zach?
Probably having the thought of death in my mind.
Really?
I know it sounds weird, but like.
But that's actually.
I used to do that at your age all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's so normal. I used to about your age, sit on a bed in chest watching my mum breathe. And when I figured out there was a nuclear bomb, I was like, hey, what do you mean it's a nuclear bomb? And I was generally concerned for the
You used to talk to you about this all the time. Not at that age. We spoke about this at great length.
What, on podcasts?
No, in person, just chats. You'd be like, I remember I used to sit and watch my mum breathe because I was so afraid she's going to die at a young age.
And actually, when it did happen, it was completely different how I ever thought it would be, you know? So it's actually normal, you know? Don't worry about that.
There you go.
Makes you realize, you know, it's, I think it's a reflection of how much you enjoy life.
That's well put, that.
All right, cool.
Good share as well, because I've actually had that thought on my mind. I was saying, when my kids were born and stuff, I was like, oh my God, don't die now. It took a lot of mental space up. Maybe not a weakness.
And you might figure this out yourself, but death now gives me an urgency to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you keep your routines when life is so busy?
Well, here's the question. You asked that. Come on. How do you keep yours? Come on, have the mic.
I don't. That's why the question.
Yeah. Why do you think I asked the question, Simon, you prick?
If I knew that, I wouldn't have asked.
I've spent the day today and everything's clear. I've written, and then I know I'll go home and maybe for a few days because I'll be motivated from this. But definitely for the last 6 months, every day I think, or every night, right, tomorrow I'll start. Some days I do, but more often than not I don't, because I just get embroiled in life and then it's just a bit...
I understand.
I'm stuck because...
Can anyone relate to that? Of course, I mean, we can all relate, but we've touched on this quite a bit today, and I think Arjuna nailed it in the second part.
I can't remember.
It's getting late now, Arjuna's.
It's getting way past his bedtime.
He's been asleep 3 hours by now.
There's many ways to answer this, but remember how busy it was around my mum's situation. And the massive thing that helped me was not thinking it had to be a perfect routine. And that statement of, if I don't, then I just had to make sure, because the outcome was, listen, I had to make sure that I was on top of my energy, that I didn't prioritise everything else before myself, because I also understand what's at cost if I don't. The problem's going to be more, you know, it's a story and it's justification that you're not doing what you should be doing. I'm too busy. That's the first thing you need to address, right? But it's also not looking for perfection and looking for progression. If I can't make it for 20 minutes, then maybe it's 10, maybe it's 5. If, you know, sometimes it's not always the case, but there's 2 things that I make sure I always do in the morning. It's breathe and it's, you know, drink heavily. Not alcohol, by the way. You know, I front load me water, and I can then space out meditation through the day. Sometimes I might shift it to the night and stuff, but especially when it was going back to my mum's situation where it was really busy, it was unorthodox, and it still worked. I think sometimes we have this perception of a routine and it should be in a perfect surrounding at a perfect time, so we avoid it. So it's doing the minimal effective dose and actually giving you credit for the times that you have. You know, like we used to see people lose their shit on a streak. I've just lost a 30-day streak. I'm like, not really. Them 30 days are banked, but you've lost a streak and you've attached this, your progress to a street that doesn't really exist, because really what matters is the 30 days of what you did. And regardless of what you've done, have you seen an improvement in your life since you have took on the responsibility of prioritising your well-being through the Unbreakable philosophy, yeah?
Yeah,
There you go. So what you've done's worked.
I don't think it's keeping going, it's getting going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not keeping going. You're describing getting going. I get a few days and I don't do it.
Yeah.
No, but that's still the continuation of, let's look
Yeah.
at the wins and the losses,
And
right?
I think it is the bit of that, if
Yeah.
I can't do it properly, then I
No,
just
I'm
won't
not
do
going
it
to
at
do
all.
it, yeah. And I think over time I've seen that a common theme. If I can't do this, then I don't do that. Rather than if I don't do this, then I do that.
Yeah.
And I just think having that flexibility and that way to adjust and adapt and overcome. Because I've answered this question so many times on lives, and one, it's okay. It's absolutely fine. No one is scoring you here. No one is judging you here. There's no pressure. There's actually a lesson. It's understanding that maybe I need to do this. And I know, looking at it from another angle is actually like giving yourself permission. Sometimes it's like, right, I'm too busy because I'm going to prioritise this. Sometimes we get busy doing the shit that don't move the needle. Are you a better person for hitting the routines? Are you a better person for... It's like getting up and saying, I'm not going to get dressed. We know Arjuna does that. But it'd be insane, wouldn't it? Priming yourself in the morning and night is the foundation of what we do, prioritising. And that can take some time, because prior to that, we probably didn't prioritise ourselves. And as a parent, and I'm sure you can relate to this, in fact, we spoke about it before, we have this noble belief that if my kids are all right and I feel like shit, that's okay. But in fact, if we want to turn up the best we can for the people that matter and the roles that are important to us, we have to prioritise the king and queen.
Yeah.
So permission, flexibility, importance, progress over perfection. But that statement there, I don't even know where you got that from, Si, but it's brilliant. If I don't, then I.
I got off John Berardi, but also I think
phenomenal.
most you just try and ram a square peg in a round hole
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
If you keep going back to the same thing that didn't work and you keep trying to make that work, it ain't going to work. I just look at my week and go, where am I trying to fit this in? I usually go, that's the most inconvenient time ever. I just prefer a nighttime routine for most people.
Yeah.
If I'm stuck, it's like, wow, what can I do before bed? I know I can breathe. I know I can journal. That's where I go. And it's just accepting that something's better than nothing. And you said, like, it's the expectation, really. It's like, I'm the one who's like, if I can't do this properly, define what properly is. What's properly to you? Yeah. It's like, well, what's properly? For this week, properly is just doing this. That's my properly. Great.
Yeah,
because we just go, I can't do it properly. And it's like, what's properly? I don't know, but I can't do it. So that's because you don't know what it is.
And I'm having this issue getting back on socials. Like, no, I've got to have, a month's worth of content. And I'm justifying my nonsense of stopping me to do the thing I need to do. I know there's work there to be done. And, I'll get around to it. So
here's it's a great question, but I know we're kicking on. I know Mark only has so much battery in his cameras.
and we've only got so much battery in us, right?
Yeah, and it's 10 past 10.
Go on, how many got left?
We've got 4, but they're quick ones. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Yeah. I would like to ask a few questions, if I may.
Sure.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned, Ben, ever? I think that's just Rachel. You've got 3 questions in here, you greedy so-and-so.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned, but I want it in a bumper sticker?
A bumper sticker?
Anytime today.
I know. Come on.
You ever think?
Yeah.
Arjuna.
I appreciate that.
Biggest lesson you've learned?
It's probably something along the lines of you're perfect exactly as you are, and there's a little work.
I like that. Yeah. Biggest lesson I've learned. I just think it's that transformation is not the becoming of someone else, it's the becoming more of yourself. Whoever asked that. I think I've learned that. I've tried changing everything and you can. But actually, I think if you're honest, you're just peeling back layers and becoming more and more of you that exists, but you've layered up. And I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned in transformation and coaching and stuff. It's like, there's a lot of like, who you got to be, who's your future self got to be. It's like, I think I just need to be more me. Be okay with that. And from that foundation, just take the right actions. Doesn't mean, I'm stuck as I am. Because when you're more you how do I express me now? So if I'm like, I want to be a joyous and I want to get back to me being, a joyous, doesn't take myself too seriously, kind of serious individual in a way, like this serious but not serious. Like, how do I express that in my work, in my life? It's just being more me. I tried the running over beaches and doing 5,000 press-ups and punishing myself into a better existence.
I like that. Rewind that, Mark.
You know what I mean?
Get a
I
point.
tried it, and I'm sure you have,
Yeah.
just beating yourself up until you get better, but you wouldn't do it to a child, would you? You wouldn't beat on them until they improve, would you? Keep putting them down until they got better at their stuff. So yeah, here we are doing it to adults. What's the fucking aim of that? And most adults have got a little kid inside of them that needs a good fucking hug anyway. And it's all right. You didn't, it's okay. So I waffled on there. It wasn't a bumper sticker. It was more like a mission statement.
I got one here. We've done that one.
Same.
All right, we're not answering it.
Me answer it. You ready? You finished?
No, it's fine. What surprised you? Fucking hell, Rach. It's a good job you're here. I tell you, we'd have no questions. What surprised you most on your journey? Here's a question. What surprised you most?
He's firing this back there.
Yeah, because she asked so many questions. She can bloody answer them, can't she?
That Arjuna goes to bed naked.
I'm never going to look at you the same again. I stayed at your house.
Ding-a-ling.
I think what surprised me most.
Sorry, that was a terrible accent. Put that there.
It's like deep throwing it.
Don't worry about that, son. So,
how much progress is possible in a short space of time with the right support?
I like it.
Man, that was impressive. I
That's
was
very-
to follow that up.
Yeah. I want to ask you a follow-up question. It's because you struggled getting away from burnout, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then we just got you out of that.
Yeah.
Pronto.
One time.
Yeah. Well, I like that. What's the biggest surprise one of you over here? What's been the biggest surprise in your journey? Anyone? What surprised you? I like that question, by the way, the surprise element.
That's good.
Because what's happened you didn't expect? I like it. Go on.
I was just going to say that sometimes it's the more simple things that you do that are the most effective. And I think where I probably looked in the past was for some big fancy, fix your body in a week kind of holiday, fix your mind. And I wanted fast results. And I think slow and steady wins the race. I think
like
that's
that.
the big thing, yeah.
I think, do you relate to that? I remember thinking,
I'm sure we spoke last time and was doing that practice, right?
Yeah.
Great.
I remember thinking, it must take something pretty complicated to sort me out. Because I am very unique. That's what you think, isn't it? Like, I've got a big problem, I need some fancy shit.
Yeah.
But actually, you're like, no, I don't. It's almost a little bit of avoidance sometimes, that, I think. I like it. Right, I won't ask that one yet. I actually thought that was another question from you, but it's not. What's your best daily practice, Arjuna?
Being present.
Ascension, would you say, if you look at a practice?
Ascension.
I'd recommend all of you go to Arjuna's Ascension retreats. Incredible. Honestly, not just saying that. It was massive for me. Huge. I mean, I had you all to myself, didn't I?
By the fire.
By the fire. Yeah, clothes on. It was... yeah. Funnily enough, if I'd have known you didn't wear any clothes, it could have been a different weekend. Yeah. But yeah, what's your best daily practice, Ben? I think I'm going to take a punt in my head. You just have to trust. Go on, go.
Breathing.
What one?
Oh man, I love the double breath.
Oh, I'm wrong. I thought it was heart breathing.
Oh yeah, I do. But I mean, through the day, I'm just constantly in that.
Yeah.
I do change a routine, changing role. Man, I smashed that out of the park through with my mum. I was like, this is working.
Yeah, my best day practice, maybe meditation, but maybe walking a dog. I love walking a dog. I feel good when I also know I'm in a good place when I'm walking a lot. When I'm not walking, I've got too busy. I know that's a warning sign. So the dog ain't had a walk for a few days. He's looking at me like, how did I get too busy to walk the dog? 2
days.
So it's a sign for me. When I stop walking the dog, I've let things bleed into my life that shouldn't. Do you know what I mean?
That's good.
And it's not metaphorical. I've got a dog, as you all know. Right. Ben, what was the naughtiest thing you did as a child?
Jesus.
Now, I'd just like to say, Ben, that these conversations are recorded.
I know.
And they're put out on social media platforms.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think.
And I don't want Mark to get arrested because he holds the file.
I remember going to my grandma's one time before school and I found a ring on the floor.
Oh, I remember.
And I didn't, obviously at the time, didn't think it was anybody else's. and there was some girl that I fancied in school, primary school. This is the PG stuff. This is the stuff that can go viral, yeah? That can go live. Anything else, I think it'll... Imagine him as my Cody in Strange Ways.
Hang on,
By
once again,
association.
for everyone here, what's a Cody?
Co-offendant, co-defendant.
Co-defendant, okay.
Your partner in crime. I'd love you to be my partner.
So anyway, so basically, you give the ring.
So anyway, yeah, out of act of kindness.
Yeah, we can call it that if it makes you
feel. And honestly, I've seen her at a funeral recently, and I'm sure she was a lesbian. So I actually get... No, yeah, maybe. So I had the thing for the girl.
I love the relevance to that story. Give it a shit. Lesbian.
Yeah, so that was an add-on, actually. That was quite recent.
Yeah. So you gave her the ring, and what happened? What were the consequences?
It ended up being my grandma's ring.
Why?
Well, they all know now.
What, you never...
No.
You've never told anyone?
No. Yeah?
She still got the ring?
Well, maybe it got left in the playground, I don't know.
Did you see her at the funeral, did you say?
No, so yeah, I mean, I went through school, primary school with her and that, and then didn't see her for a while. Seen her at a funeral recently, and I was like...
Did you ever look at her around? Like...
Nah.
Did you say, excuse me?
Nah, I don't even know why that memory's even come back.
I want that back.
I'm just trying to...
Gold's gone up in value anyway, I want
we're
that
keeping
back.
it civil here, but that's probably...
I don't think I did anything naughty when I was a kid.
One of the naughtiest
I
things.
can actually, in the consequence... I did loads of shit.
I used to
obviously,
piss the
kids.
bed until I was about 13.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a real bad issue with it.
That's not naughty though, is
No,
it?
man, it pissed me mum off, mate. I remember one time she come downstairs, she said, you're out.
Oh, boy.
Brother's like, where you going to go? I'm like, Grandma's. Yeah, like,
Grandma,
fuming. And no one used to do a top and tail with me. You know, can you imagine it? It was like that kid I know alone. Was like, I'm not sleeping with that kid. In fact, the only kids that used to sleep together were the other kid that pissed the bed. You ever woke up with cold feet in someone else's piss? Like, but yeah, he's thinking, man, my feet are
Ben,
cold.
how have we started this conversation?
We were talking about things that we'd done as a kid. Simon.
Oh, I thought you meant naughty stuff.
That's naughty stuff. I was pissing the bed until I was 13. You don't think that's naughty?
No, I think that's...
No? Well, as a kid, I think that's naughty.
I think you had
told
something
off
going
for
on.
it.
Poor bladder control, possibly. I don't know.
Looking back now, it's probably like
traumatic
sleep
response.
issue or something, wasn't it? I did live next to a railway.
Arjuna, what do monks do for naughty stuff?
Yeah, I don't, he wasn't a monk as a kid though, was he?
Yeah,
He was born a monk.
Monk and training. Oh, I don't know, stealing strawberries.
Brilliant.
Do you know there's pick your own farms where you go and pick, and of course everyone, one for the pot, one for me, but I came out of there with like a load under my t-shirt like this. And I got
Good
to the car
job
and
you
went,
weren't wearing white then.
Yeah, exactly. And Mum went, oh, that's stealing. And I went, oh.
And that was the end of that?
That was it.
I can't remember anything, actually. I might have to think of that for the retreat tomorrow. Folks, it's time. We got to go home. We've been here 2 hours. It's 10:30. Time flies, doesn't it? Do you know what I'm most excited about?
Bed.
I've got about 40 beers back there. No one drank anything. Yeah. Have you all nicked them?
Have you enjoyed the show? Come on,
Well, speak
man.
up.
Come
Have you
on,
enjoyed it?
How was it?
Has it been fun? Do you know I've enjoyed having you? I've enjoyed having them on.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. 5 years. We're 30 episodes into Wisdom on Tap, I think now. How many episodes are we in? 32.
Wow.
Crazy. Time flies, doesn't it? How many are we going to get to?
3,332.
It's a big number. We'll be back here one day. Welcome to the 3,332nd episode of Wisdom on Tap. God.
Be 200 quid a ticket.
200 quid a ticket.
Fill an arena, don't you think?
That's not very fair, is it? Well, folks, it's been an absolute blast. To everyone who's sat through this, listening, watching, it's been cool. We've had some amazing, dare we say, camera attendants who actually joined in, Mark. Your kids are a credit to you, mate.
Yeah.
Joined in and saying some good
Round of
stuff.
applause for these young ones.
Yeah.
Future podcasters, they should get their own show.
Get your own show.
Yeah.
In fact, you two might have to be guests on the show. I could talk to you about some cool stuff. But everyone here, thank you very much. I'll give you a round of applause. To these two.
Yeah.
Come on, give them a round of applause. And give me a round of applause as well. Come on. And we'll be back next week at the same time. Where's the band? You thought you put some music on. Ben,
come on.
Come on, all the way. Where's the
Kill me
band?
with this.